At long last, I finally got to demo a pair of HED Unity headphones. This is going to be quite brief because I never got to have them for many hours. I just wanted to go through what they sound like, how they fit, things like that. Thinking about it, I actually got to have them for long enough, about as long as you would be demoing something if you was to visit a store, listen to the music, listen to a few tracks, go through the functions. That can all be done within an hour. It shouldn't take too long before you know a pair of headphones are yay or nay. When I purchased my 5909s, I didn't even demo them. I just knew, Mark Levinson, they are going to be special. To prepare myself to listen to these headphones, I made sure I didn't listen to any headphones for 2 days, so I had fresh, critical ears, open to anything and everything. I absolutely love the wraparound style and design of these headphones. This is what we need. The looks and the styling honestly looks first class. They beat every other headphone I have hands down with design and styling and build quality. Looking so minimalist, the lines are really clean. What I like about these headphones is you put them on your head and they actually curve around your head. They're not bulbous and sticking out like 5909s. The build quality is fantastic. Solid, I love it. Nice finish, nice weight to it. I love the way that the ear pads slide out of the headband. There's a nice bit of resistance there, just enough, and they don't fall out. You can see it's nice and restrained, and they ease back in. I like that. I also like the fact that the branding is not on the ear cups. They have that stealth look. Many normal headphones will have adjustment when it comes to fore and aft, how it will angle in or angle out, depending on the shape of your face. And they will also have another adjustment to do with how it sits on the side of your head, whether it's angled up, straight, or angled down. These headphones, they do not have any of those adjustments. And the only adjustment you have is how much you extend the ear cups out of the headband and the flex that you have opening and closing the headphones in that chassis or that style design. It's not really forgiving when it comes to comfort. It's that one style shape. There is no adjustment how the ear cups fit. There's no yokes here. This just fits in that curvature around your head. If you think of other headphones, you would have yokes on the ear cups, and you can have that second piece of adjustment where they can swivel rather than just how they sit on the side of your head. These sit the way they sit. They're not forgiving anywhere. They are solidly there. And I noticed that when you pull them down to where you need to get them to fit, because if they're open too much, they're going to be too big, and you need to tighten them up a bit so that they fit right. Now, the way that curvature fits on your head, I noticed it doesn't give anywhere. The side of your face might tilt forward a bit, and this doesn't give. It's all on that foam. So I find these headphones quite clampy. Not only that, when you've got them on your head right, I noticed that the top of the headband, where you see this rubberized kind of silicone that's in contact with your head, but underneath it is firm. I would imagine there's quite a bit of critical electronics lurking beyond that silicone. Top of the headband, there's no cushion there. And I noticed the listening I done for around an hour, even after a few minutes, the headband did get a bit uncomfortable at the top of my head. I found it uncomfortable after maybe 10 minutes. I think the fact that there's a lack of adjustment, that's where these headphones suffer compared to many other headphones. What doesn't help is the foam that sits around your ears on the ear cups. It's quite firm and it's not really forgiving, and it's more in the regions of solid, although it is a firm foam material. If this was more of a forgiving material like leather with foam beneath it, these will be a lot more forgiving, and you could get so much more adjustment just through a nice thick ear padding. The foam on the ear pads is quite dense and firm, and I wonder how people that wear glasses would cope. I don't know how forgiving the foam will be. That will be interesting. If you look at my Audizes, there's so much foam padding in that ear cup, and it contours to the shape of the side of your head. When it comes to the Unity, that foam is not forgiving enough, and it needs to be. This is what I discovered with the sound. Starting with the bass on these headphones is quite thick. It's quite bulbous, and it's got a slight wallop. It's boosted in a way that it sort of bled over. I found I couldn't hear vocals as clean and as clear as I wish I could. But funnily enough, the extreme high frequencies were pretty good. I could hear a drumstick contacting a cymbal and riding on it, but I couldn't really hear the cymbal after that. The cymbal after that sounded a bit fuzzy, which I wasn't expecting, and overall the mids didn't penetrate through as much as I would like them to. Things like pianos, strings and vocals didn't really come through. I think they suffered from the amount of bass. It wasn't loads of bass. When I describe the bass as having a wallop, it's a subtle and controlled wallop. It's not boomy, and I wouldn't really call these a warm sounding pair of headphones. This was listening to them through Bluetooth. You also need to remember that these headphones do not have LDAC or any of those better codecs. Then when I listened to them through the Wi-Fi using Qobuz, because I think you got Qobuz free with these for a while, and I noticed that the sound thinned out a lot. That big bulbous bass had gone, and it was a lot more tame. But I noticed everything else was quite tame and a little distant. Sound overall I thought sounded a bit fragile and not as heavy as I wanted it to. Nothing to do with the volume, just the way it was coming through. And then I listened to a track on its highest bit rate, and what you need to remember here is that not every track is going to have the highest bit rate. Not every album is going to be recorded at the highest bit rate or be available at the highest bit rate. So you can only listen to those tracks at the highest bit rate that they have that's available when they're streamed. So I listened to the same track. What I noticed this time is how cleaner things sounded, but I still kept thinking that it's best resolution. I wasn't really getting what I thought I'd be getting, because I think we've got to remember that when you're listening to music through closed back headphones, they're not as good, as light and airy and as open as they are through open back headphones. Stepping up in quality from Bluetooth right up to the lossless or the Wi-Fi and the streaming and blah blah blah, I did notice the sound getting better and better, and I was impressed. Not extremely impressed, but impressed. I thought there would be a definite listen to it for 5 seconds and it would be they're rubbish. No, it sounded, I was impressed. Until I listened to my 5909s. The sound stage of these headphones, I would say it doesn't have the expanse and separation of everything compared to the 5909s. That's when I really noticed how much bass was in the sound coming from the Unity headphones. It just had a wallop to it, when I know that some of these tracks or some things you listen to do not have that wallop. We all like to hear the sound of our music differently. When I listened to these, they were definitely not what I really like in headphones. I was impressed, but not too grand impressed. And I need to remember that the 2 grand is not to do with the sound, it's to do with everything else that these headphones can do. And that's what you need to remember. But if you own something that is really up there, Solitaire T's 5909s, sound-wise, these do not compete. I didn't even go through all the ANC settings, but I did actually have these on my head where the ANC wasn't switched on. I should have tested transparency, but my main focus with these headphones is going to be sound, simply because when you look at these headphones, all you hear is lossless, TrueFi. But when I had the headphones on, I did notice that the passive ANC was extremely good. So much isolation from outside noises. With the 10 or so microphones on these headphones, I don't doubt these would have had a very good transparency mode. I think one of the main problems with these headphones is your expectations are high when they start throwing out words lossless and TrueFi. You're anticipating to be taken into another stratosphere with some incredible sound. And then when I listen to it, I'm kind of let down. Yes, it might be TrueFi and it might be lossless, but I just wish that these headphones could represent it in a way that I wouldn't need to question it. Battery life, as I mentioned before, I don't care about. I don't mind if you need to charge these up every night. Absolutely not a problem. The leads that come with this are nice, with the silver ends and a nice matte rubber. Can't knock that, it looks good. There's this little round pouch that sits in the center of the case that you get, which is shaped to the headphones. Again, the headphones don't sit flat because of the way that they're styled, being that solid piece. The case is contoured and the ear cups do stick out, but it is an excellent case. Lovely finish on the top and like a rubberized thing going inside. Beautiful. If comfort is a big thing for you, you definitely need to demo these. A majority of this upload is regarding comfort and fit, which is extremely important. And unfortunately, these headphones have seemed to stumble on that first hurdle. These headphones cost over $2,000 and they promise a lot more than high-res sound. And I was hoping that they'd be upgrade worthy. Although they don't support the best codecs, these are powerful headphones, very clever and loaded with tech. I think these headphones look fantastic. I just wish the audio quality could follow suit. I would say technical capability, build quality, unique styling and design, these are worth their money. I don't think there's any other headphone out there that's capable of what these can do. They look fantastic and they're extremely smart. I honestly can't say that they sound like the best Bluetooth ANC headphones, but they're definitely leading the way to how the next generation of Bluetooth ANC headphones should be.